Well, hey, good morning, everybody. I thought I'd make a live video so you know I was alive, and instead of getting reported out of a HF station in the Ukraine that I'm still alive, I thought I would just make a live video, especially for my friends in the United States Congress on both sides, and of course all my friends in the military and Middle East. Allah Akbar. I hope my friends are having a good time in Pakistan. I was able to get some communications to Afghanistan through Pakistan, but that's kind of the big problem right now, is getting communications out still. And that's been going on ever since I was obstructed from the former president. You know, it's hard to be in this situation when I can't say a whole lot of things, but for members of Congress, I can't impart to you how serious this is, and that I shouldn't be sitting here. And in 1974, the person that was going to be obstructing inside for this plan, it's a plan, was the defense secretary. So I'm not even sure who the defense secretary still is in Washington, but if it was the one that when all this hit the fan, you know, the warning sign was the first time he refused a subpoena to Congress. So when someone in that capacity refuses, if you're trained in law enforcement like I am and other military law enforcement personnel, if somebody refuses a legal subpoena from Congress or delays a legal subpoena from Congress, that only says one thing: criminal. So I don't know, you can follow up on that, but I wanted to impart to members of Congress, you don't know a whole lot of the things. A lot of communications have been blocked all the way back to, there should be veterans in here just like in Mexico, and somehow they've been obstructed. Well, there should be active duty personnel here now, and we should be leaving based on time. But I don't know what you're being told in Congress. Obviously, you're not being told the right things, but let me give you a little backup of how this works. So the whole fentanyl lie, you members of Congress, you should be really moved to retract that false information from the Mexican authorities, because that's what the DEA and other agencies are getting out of Mexico. It's all lies. And so, based on my experience in Mexico, 19 people ended up in the back of a pickup truck. Let me tell you how that works in that world, since I've been in it for 40 years and you don't know anything about it. Is that they'll put you on the calendar, and 10 years later, you'll show up for your meeting. And with respect, that's why I think my father in Russia hasn't gotten the proper messages, because in Mexico City, this KGB agent that was put in the back of a trunk and killed in front of his young brother related to this situation right here in this motel. When I arrived in Mexico and this all was going down right after I was shot, they took 20 of these terrorists out into a field, and then the Mexican authorities and the news lies. Drug cartel violence. No, that's not what it was. They took 20 terrorists into a field and executed them and made them make a video on their own telephone like they did my comrade in Russia. And I thought, when my father got that message in Russia, that this whole crazy operation would have been over and that members of Congress would have acted. And as far as what I can't speak about specifically, but American jets falling out, it's a covert carrier frequency, and it's related to the radio inside me and also the wires in this hotel. So this defense secretary is not only obstructing, he's killing his own service members, and that's a fact, and I would testify under oath, and it was written in 1974. Not only that, he's corrupted the entire missile defense system in the United States, because I'm at the wrong azimuth. So if I was in Congress today, I'd be doing one thing. I'd be getting him in handcuffs and telling everybody below him in handcuffs, and turn this situation totally around, because you don't want to get on that calendar. You know, the drug cartels and the cartels in general, people don't know how cartels work. It goes deeper into not just drugs. All of Latin America is run on a cartel system ever since they killed Cortez. So you don't want to get on that calendar, because the troops, I call them the Poor People Army, who are actually on the side of the United States, not the other Mexican government and the other people down there. They're actually on the right side of this equation. You don't want to get on that calendar. I call them the Poor People Army, because they have more boots on the ground globally than NATO. But anyway, I just wanted to check in and let you know I'm very much alive, and I don't need a radiogram
from a camera out here being transmitted, trying to calculate and gambling on my death with Russian roulette from the Ukraine. And the United States is funding the Ukraine right now. And that, let me tell you something, whoever the defense secretary is, billions of dollars to the Ukraine, you go ahead and fund that Nazi problem, because that's going to be part of the same problem in the United States, and it's going to find your black ass right in jail. Have a nice day, everybody. God bless you all, and Allah Akbar. And again, members of Congress, both Democrat and Republican, I'm sorry this has been drawn out so long, but I can tell you it's been drawn out for one reason. You have been lied to. And the reason there's not a MEDEVAC helicopter out here as planned to turn all this around, well, that should be the question you should be asking today. There's only one thing they should have to do, and these young people should know about AI and video manipulation. We had that training as young children. You thought the internet was new. You thought 5G was new. No, we had all that back then. It used to be classified, just like the internet was a military tool, and it was never supposed to be released to you. But anyway, it has, and that's where we are now. But I wanted to tell you, when you see an image of like the defense secretary and a flag in the back, that's all part of this delay program. There's only one thing that defense secretary should be doing in the United States. I'm not assigned to the Russian military. They should be moving one person from point A, point B, providing them right medical attention, and turning off this radio inside my rectum. That's it. Move one person from point A to point B. They're either here or they're not here. And if they're not here, they have committed a crime of high treason inside the United States. That's it. It's that simple. They're either here or they're not here. And if they're not here, they're telling members of Congress lies. That's it. That's how it works. That's how it was written. And this whole pederastic part of our training, that should be dealt with, and it should have never happened, and it was heinous. But the destruction of millions of people is more important than the fact that we were trained sexually as infants and young children. That should not be preventing you from opening your mouth, whether you're Ted Cruz or Nancy Pelosi. Ted Cruz and Nancy Pelosi should be standing together, arm in arm, trying to protect the United States, an oath you took when you took your office. Because I'm telling you, these idiots inside, and we were trained to put them in jail, these idiots inside the Joint Chiefs of Staff and whoever else in the Defense Secretary Department is involved, they're the ones that this Delta Force should be going right inside the White House right now, or wherever they're quartered, and putting them in handcuffs and taking them straight to Leavenworth based on, not emotions. My emotions, I'm pretty pissed off because I don't feel well and I'm bleeding and I ran out of medicine. Not on emotions, based on facts. Put them in handcuffs and save this country and the Constitution. Otherwise, these other partners being affected from this radio inside my rectum, you're going to have cruise missiles flying all inside the United States. What kind of defense secretary would allow that to be a possibility for 1 second, much less 3 years? Well, God bless you again, everybody in Congress. Allah Akbar to my friends in the Islamic world. And I appreciate my brothers being in Pakistan, and I hope you're having a good exercise. God bless you all again, and have a good day.